Welcome back to Expedition Colorado Day 4. We left Grand Junction this morning and headed to RA so that we could ride the Engineer Pass, California Pass, Odum Point, Animas Forks, and Black Bear Pass. I'm telling you, it was a day of vibration. There are so many rocks on these trails. It's just rock after rock after rock after rock. But we had a great time traveling all the way to the top at California Pass and Engineer Pass. Such a great ride. Unfortunately, Tony is still not with us. He is wearing a cast as he has a broken bone in his wrist. So it's just the six of us. Alan is still on a borrowed bike, and we're trying to make the best of our trip on day 4. You may notice that Brad's bike is parked underneath almost all of the signs that we take pictures at. This is because on day 1 his kickstand came loose and we were forced to take it off, and we just haven't fixed it yet. So he has to find wherever he can to lean up against something so that he can stop. Well, I seem to have made some friends with these little chipmunk guys. We stopped at Animas Forks to have a little break, eat some lunch, and I tossed a little piece of a cookie over to them, and they started coming over and they were taking them out of my hands, and eventually I laid down to take a rest and they were climbing on top of me, stealing my peanuts. You can see them here moving around on top of my stomach. This little guy got a peanut right out of the bag, and when he took off running towards the right off screen, he ran right across my face and caused me to flinch, and that's why they all ran away. Also, this bird followed us for several miles. It landed on everybody's bike at one point, and at Animas Forks, after we stopped and I finished feeding the squirrels, that bird came by, and I was feeding peanuts to the bird, and it was down there on the ground with the little chipmunks and taking food. It was a pretty neat, interesting experience in the wild with nature. This is California Pass. We came in on that road you see there and wound around through the valley, and even wound around even more there and came up that road to where we parked right down there, and then we walked to the top. And when we left, we went on that road, followed it down all the way around and back that way. What can I say about Black Bear Pass? The road to Telluride, the city of gold. You don't have to be crazy to drive this road, but it helps. And I assure you, it does. Well, we were about 4 hours into our day when we got ready to start the Black Bear Pass. So Ronnie was fatigued, Barry's hand was hurting, and so Alan and Barry and Ronnie decided to head back to the truck and wait for us to finish Black Bear Pass, and then we were going to come back and meet them at the truck. So this is just Mully, Brad, and myself coming down Black Bear Pass. This trail is treacherous. It doesn't seem that bad when you look at it on the video, but you've got the sheer drop off to the left, and you've got a bunch of rocks to get through. And that one section where I had fallen down earlier was probably the worst downhill section of the whole trip. And if you look at YouTube videos, there's a lot of big bike riders that will walk their bike down that section because it's just too scary to ride. I had decided to walk my bike down it, but when I got to it, it was going to be too much trouble for me to get off that bike, and so I just rolled right through it, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I rode Black Bear Pass. It was scary, it was treacherous, but it was worth every minute of it. Straight ahead right there is a road to that house that's built in the rock. And here in a second you'll be able to see that house. We took a picture of it. I'm not sure if you can tell it in the picture, but there's a crane out to the left of the house where they would use to bring materials up. So there was a yard at the bottom with a lot of building materials, and they would raise them up to that house. On the left in this picture is Telluride. This gives you an idea of how far away and how far up we were from Telluride, and we still had a ways to go to get to it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you see, like it and click subscribe so you can see more videos from Tumbleweed Brothers ADV. Looking forward to day 5 tomorrow.